Hey folks, this is the Botball coach coming now from a different location. I just spent about an hour, so if you actually watched my first video, doesn't matter when you watched it, but this is about an hour later. Now I have actually got it built, programmed. This is the Demobot. Let me give me a moment. Let me see if I can pull up my screen here. Give me a moment. So if you actually enroll and you get like their curriculum, so this is the Botball main page. They'll actually give you the file to build this robot that I'm building right now. So this is the Wallaby Demobot. This is what it's supposed to look like. They drew this in, I believe, SolidWorks. So if you have kids that are, it doesn't really matter if they are programmers or builders. There's room for everybody. So here, kids can learn how to do 3D modeling. So even you're like, well, what, I have a team of, I'm thinking about having a team of like 20 kids, right? Can I actually do that? Yeah, of course you can. I mean, you have, as a teacher or a coach or a parent, you have to figure out where are all the opportunities in this environment. So I'm going to try to teach, if you pay attention to my, to my YouTube feed, I'm going to try to teach different ways to build a team. There's a lot of successful teams out there. If you're in the DC regions, you'll know like Dead Robot Society. There's the great, I think Great Mills. They have large programs. They have like, 20, 30 out in California. I don't know the names off the top of my head, but in Hawaii, they have large regions. And so what I'm trying to do is to hopefully bring together these expertise. I'll hopefully have time to do some interviews maybe, and this will hopefully feed into the bigger picture, which is to grow the Botball community. I have former students, kids. They're thinking about like how can they branch out, and I think of myself a little bit kind of like an unofficial ambassador, and I talk about just how much I've enjoyed teaching Botball in the curriculum, in my tech ed curriculum after school. I'm not in the classroom anymore, but I want to kind of make sure I keep my expertise available and or pass it on to somebody else. If anyone want to carry the torch, learn from me, I'd gladly take you on and provide that mentorship. But I don't want to tangent anymore. Let's go back to the case at hand. So here's the actual physical robot, the Demobot, and what I'm going to try to show you is just everything working. So I've built everything, and you're like, did everything work? I have it powered up, and I think I have it. And the key thing is, you got to test it, right? So you got a claw in front of you, and this component here, this is a servo, and here you got a servo, and you got motors over here. And the first thing you really want to do before you even start trying to program is to figure out if the components are working the way you want it to. So I'll go into a more in-depth talk about the Wallaby a little bit later, but right now I just want to give you an idea of what it can do for you. So coming over to home, okay, and then I'll come down over here to sensors and motors. And what I want to do is just test out my sensors and motors are working. Okay, so I'm going to start with the servos first. And I've already plugged it in, and you'll learn about servo ports and whatnots, but I believe right now for the Demobot, I've got my claw. So I'll start with the claw first. I believe the claw right now is plugged into, I think, servo port 1. So I'm going to go ahead and activate servo port 1 and enable it. And I'll just show you from the screen, so hopefully you're seeing the motion. Alright, so focus on the motion while I actually do the driving here for you. So I've enabled it, and then what I should be able to see is if I'm, I should be able to see this open and close. Okay, open and close. And if your kids or whoever is building this, you could be a college student trying this out. It doesn't matter, but is it working, right? So we can say it is working, right? So I have a claw right here, and then I also have an arm. So here's my arm right here. So I'm going to go ahead and close the claw first. Alright, so close the claw. And then now I'm going to go ahead and disable this port, and I'm going to go over the port where it's going to be the arm. So here's the arm, and this is the servo right here. And I'm going to go ahead and enable the servo, and then try to make sure that this comes down. So you can see that this is coming down, and this is coming back up. Okay, this is coming down. So there you go. My servo is working. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just let it rest, and there is my sort of my expanded view of my vehicle. The next thing I'm going to test is both my wheels, and I'm going to have it move forward, but I'm going to do each one. So it's going to rotate, you know, clockwise, counterclockwise, but basically it's going to make sure it goes forward. So if it's going forward, it's going to go turn this way, and this wheel goes forward, it's going to turn this way. And you know, one of the great things you're going to do is, you know, learn about orientation. So if this is the front, let's say if this is the back of the vehicle, back of your robot going forward. So if I turn the right wheel, obviously, if I move the right wheel, it's going to turn left. And if I move the left wheel, it's going to turn right. Okay, but let me go ahead. I'm going to be operating the brain upside down. So let me go ahead and change that view right now. So I'm going to go back and then go to motors. And right now I believe it's plugged into port 0 and 3. So it's like, if you didn't know that, counting your units, number 0 is a unit count. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So I have 4 ports, 0, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go to port 0 first, and I'm going to go ahead and power it on, and I'm going to go forward. So there's a forward function. I'm going to make it go forward. Whoop. So it is going forward. Okay, and then the next one I'm going to go the other way, go down to motor 3. So it's upside down. If you can see it, great. If you can't, no problem. And I'm going to go forward, and this is going forward, and it's getting caught, but let me go ahead and go backwards. So it's going forwards and backwards on that wheel. I'm going to stop right there. Okay, now that's sort of like where I want to stop for the video for right now, but I do want to point out, you know, these are the leftover parts, and this I'm going to share with you a little bit later. These are still, like I said, the sensors, and I haven't gotten there yet, but there are additional, like, you know, screws. You can screw things on, right? Plenty of ports to screw things on, and more stuff to build. And so I've got plenty of expansions that I can do, add on. I could build arms, and some people are like, oh man, but where do you get more metal parts? You don't need metal parts. You could go buy like plastic, you can use straws, you can use like popsicle sticks, there's you know, pop can, you know, what is it, not pop can lids, but what is it, just any type of manipulative material. Okay, styrofoam, you can cut stuff with styrofoam. If you have a 3D printer, you can build arms that way, but there's just so many ways to expand on this device. So I don't want to reveal everything right now, but just from a, I'm going to go ahead and shut down, so I still have battery left, but just from a, what can you do with this device, I'm going to show you this robot that I'm building. And I'm going to show you how to actually accomplish some of the 2018 game board problems just using this robot. Okay, I'll be buying like third-party parts, but the idea is you shouldn't be limited to just these parts, right? Kids, they often say, well, if I don't have the parts and I don't have the kids, they don't think outside the box. This, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you follow my channel or you talk to me, it is, how can I problem solve? And so problem solving is everything. Unless they say, you can't do this, which then you have to think another way. Otherwise, everything is possible. So you have a very programmable brain right here, as well as a very manipulative base, and you have additional parts and screws over there. And I'm at McDonald's, I'm eating my chicken nuggets, but you know, I can program. I'll show you how to connect it through Wi-Fi, or you could do it by wire. So with that said, thank you very much for watching. And this is a Botball Coach, and I hope you subscribe, like, comment, share. But see you around. Bye.